Good evening, everybody. This is the advertised time and the advertised place for the Thursday, September 4th, 2025 Planning Board meeting. Please join the board in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to fall. Beautiful day outside. We have one public hearing today. Greg, can you bring us up to speed, please?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Board. For the record, Greg Bergman, Senior Planner with the Riverhead Planning Department. The public hearing tonight is a combined public hearing for the TJOC Real Estate Holdings LLC subdivision site plan application, along with the required secret public hearing for the draft environmental impact statement. The proposed application is it's on a 15.8 acre parcel of land located on the north side of Middle Country Road, approximately 500 feet west of the intersection of Middle Country Road and Fresh Pond Avenue. The subdivision proposes a 10-lot subdivision. The property is split zoned between the Hamlet Center zoning use district and the Residence B40 zoning use district. The subdivision will subdivide the commercial portion of the property of the Hamlet Center zone portion. That's approximately 5 acres. It will create a new roadway, stormwater recharge area, a parcel for a on-site sewage treatment plant, as well as 7 new single-family residential lots. And then there's a site plan application which is being reviewed concurrently, which seeks to, after the subdivision is fully enacted, which will develop that 5-acre Hamlet Center zone portion of property with a mixed-use development consisting of 30,000 square feet of ground floor commercial space and 36 one-bedroom apartment units on the upper floors. History on this application, the Planning Board on October 17th, 2024 issued a positive declaration pursuant to SECRA, finding that the project may have significant environmental impacts requiring the preparation of a draft environmental impact statement. The board held a public scoping session that was held on December 5th, 2024. A draft environmental impact statement was submitted to the board. It was deemed inadequate at first, and we gave them a list of items that needed to be addressed in a revised DEIS. That DEIS was resubmitted and accepted by the Planning Board on July 17th, 2025. That draft environmental impact statement has been on the town's website and has been available at the Planning Department since mid-July. So the purpose of this hearing is a joint public hearing again on the subdivision application, the site plan application, and on the draft environmental impact statement. At this point, I would open it up to the public. Any comments?
Okay, thank you, Greg. Anybody from the public like to comment? Please come up, sir.
Good evening, members of the Planning Board. My name is Thomas Houghton. I am one of the 2 residential parcels that borders this property on the northeast corner. On the South Path side. I'm on 181 South Path, and we'll turn around. Myself and my neighbor next to me, I think we're the only 2 residences. You have Molosky's Poultry Farm to the east of west of this property, and then you have a landscape nursery that went in, and then I think there's going to be another subdivision next to it. So I was unable to attend the scoping meeting back in December, but I took a look at the site plan, the draft DEIS. Just wanted to make a couple of comments. I saw on the site plans it looks like there was going to be a woodland buffer surrounding the proposed lots on the north side of the property. I love that. Bought my house, woods in the back, undeveloped parcel, it was great. If that woodland buffer would be covenanted, that would be fantastic to me. I'm not sure what it was called out as, whether it's 20 feet, 25 feet, but just the idea of the erosion sediment control plan said that, the whole site minus this buffer was going to be cleared and then reseeded with grass and trees and such like that. But if these lots become undeveloped for 2 years, 4 years, etc., I just have this unkept field in the back of my house at that point. So a covenanted buffer, I understand there is some invasive vegetation in that area, but there are a number of cedars, pines. It would be nice if that stayed. The turkey farm might appreciate that as well if there was a little buffer.
Understood. Thank you for your comments. It's a little early for that, but your point's taken and we'll consider it at the proper time.
Yep, so beyond that, northern long-eared bat, clearing window, just a point to make. The architecture looked a little out of place since a bunch of Southampton pictures were used, the Parish Art Museum, the Phillips Cancer Center. All right, so what are you scoping on tonight, or what are you taking comments on tonight?
The draft environmental impact statement and the subdivision application.
Okay, fantastic.
And the site plan.
And the site plan?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, so that's,
Pretty much everything.
yep. So I noticed on the full environmental assessment form, there was one section where it talked about the noise impact of construction equipment. I think it might have been on page 8, top of page 8, and it said there'd be no impact from construction happening on the site, so we might want to take a look at that item. And I also wanted to talk about potentially the developers providing access for these residents to the bike path across the street. Currently, there's no real great means of access to the Grumman path, and if you're going to have 33 single-family or single-unit apartments with no backyard, no outlet for recreation, you might end up having a problem with those people trying to cross the street. So that'd be helpful. But yeah, the biggest thing I want to talk about was the buffer, and then that's about where I'm at. So thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker? Mark?
Hello, I'm Mark Molosky from Will Molosky's Poultry Farm. I just wanted to reiterate some of the things about standing water on the property, because we're trying to keep the wildfowl, the aquatic birds away from us because of the bird flu.
Yep.
And the second thing is the front of the fence around the property. I don't know how much of a buffer there is, but from Middle Country Road, maybe 100 feet back, I was going to ask that there's no fence, and then the fence starts because of sight, because when you're heading east to west on the road, you won't be able to see anything on your right if there's a fence that goes all the way to the road. And I just want to know what kind of fence and how that works.
Okay. Matt, do you know?
Greg?
I believe it's called out as a stockade fence, but I mean, that's a design thing I think
Yeah.
we can address.
Yeah, because isn't there fences that are made for like sound barriers and things like that? Maybe that could be addressed too.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg, what, are we working off of Plan A? Joe just showed me, I never got the new drawing.
I had the three drawings. So, that were in the environmental impact statement.
Well, yeah, so there is a preferred, one of the items that we discussed when the initial draft DIS came in was one of the alternative designs where the building, we wanted it kind of rotated 90
Right.
degrees. So that is in the DEIS as one of the preferred alternatives.
All right.
I would just like to bring up the fact that I think that possibly the applicant should start to look at the drawing 3, which would be without the sewage treatment plant. That would be all the houses would be built and just some sort of a commercial facility on front. Because without an STP, I think it'll be a lot nicer for all the people in the community, and it would feel better. It would look much better as a possibility, and that was alternative B in the.
And I believe we have someone on Zoom, if they'd like to.
Anybody else in the audience like to speak first? You got to do it for the mic. It's a public hearing.
I've got to ask one quick question. I'm not sure, at the last meeting, I asked for a 25 to 30-foot buffer, and I don't know, how far the buffer is now.
You talking about in the back of the property?
No, from my property line to their property line.
Oh,
So I was wondering what they came up with that, or how much that buffer is.
I believe the plan currently identifies a 10-foot buffer, but I don't see, I don't think it would be impractical to increase the size of that buffer on the west.
okay.
One person on Zoom?
Calverton. I just have a couple of comments.
I'm sorry, we didn't get your name, please.
It's Karen, K-R-E-N, Kemp, K-E-M-P.
Hello.
I live in Calverton. I just have a couple of comments about the report. It cites economic development by building commercial space. And I'm kind of confused what economic benefits those are. Just like 2 parcels down from this place is the Calverton Commons. And since they've been built, they have empty space still. I think they were built about 8 or 9 years ago, and they still have for lease sign for some of the space there. And even down at the shops in East Wind, they have empty commercial space. So I would like some serious consideration about allowing more commercial space being built, especially along this part of Middle Country Road. And my second point is, will a traffic light be installed either at Fresh Pond Road or at this new street that's being created? Because as it is now, it's very difficult to make left-hand turns onto Middle Country Road. And we'll be adding more vehicles, more residents, and it'll just be a lot more convoluted and a lot more harder to make turns. The traffic will increase. And my third point is why is this being named the Calverton Hamlet Center? We're having a brand new intersection created on Edwards Avenue and Middle Country Road. There's a post office there. There's a gas station. There's a school. There's shops. That's really where Calverton Hamlet Center should be. And those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Anybody else on Zoom?
Is anybody else on Zoom?
I have one more, but no hand up yet.
Anything else, board members? What's the pleasure? Well, we can close it if you gentlemen want to close it.
Motion that we close the public hearing on the TJOC Real Estate Holdings?
Second?
Moved in second, Mr. Zanicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes.
Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
Yeah.
And I vote aye, the motion carries, the public hearing is closed. Okay, moving right into discussion items. Heather, come join us, please. R.H. Hampton, 321 LLC on merger. Tell us all about it.
Is there anyone here for the application? I wasn't sure if Mr. Kelly was here to appear as his client. But I'll just give a quick rundown to the board. I'll start off with the provisions of town code first. So town code, it's called merger of lots, under which pre-existing non-conforming lots held in the same ownership that are, adjoining or contiguous are automatically merged by operation. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they get a new tax map number, but they're no longer seen as single and separate when they're conveyed under the same name. So in this case, 321 Union Avenue and 314 Maple Avenue, their respective tax map numbers are 600-127-1-41 and 600-127-1-44, have two separate tax map numbers. They were, up until about a year ago, vacant lots conveyed under the same name, same line burn page number, I think beginning in about 2000, based on the chain of title that was submitted. So even though the county recognizes them as separate lots, they're considered merged by the town because they are non-conforming pursuant to the RA40 zoning use district. Chapter 301-243 allows the planning board to unmerge or grant an unmerger when the parcels are merged by operation, subject to 3 conditions, which I outlined in my staff report. In this particular situation, the lots do not meet condition number 3, under which no such lot for which a subdivision is applied pursuant to this section shall result in a lot area half or less of the area permitted in the zone pursuant to the lot area requirement schedule. So this is RA40 zoning. The lots, again, as they exist, the surveys show a roughly 5,000 square foot per lot, which is in keeping character with the lots to the north of it, so it's not out of character with the surrounding area, but the applicant has to appeal to the zoning board for relief from that condition. So the planning board can't grant the unmerger until the applicant goes through the process with the zoning board, and if they're successful with the zoning board, they would come back to the planning board. So looking at SECRA, unmergers are an unlisted action. Seeing as this wouldn't directly result in any environmental impacts, it's not expected to result in environmental impacts by going forward with the unmerger. I do have a resolution on to do a negative declaration so that they can proceed to the zoning board. One thing that I wanted to point out to the board is that the lot that's on Maple Avenue is currently improved with a single-family dwelling. The owner came in and received a building permit and then a corresponding CO last year. And then they came in to develop the lot on Union, and that's when it was discovered that they were not single and separate when a chain of title was done for each lot.
Could you give me the size of the lots?
So the
It
lot.
didn't seem to be anywhere on the drawings, especially the vacant.
So this is the lot on Union, and it shows a proposed house. Again, they can't move forward with the building department for a building permit until the unmerger is
Right,
granted.
I understand that.
And this, just see, the lot is, it actually doesn't show the lot dimensions, but I did look it up in the assessor's records on GIS. And that lot, second, I have it in the
Heather, I believe it's
5140. Yeah, 5,140 square feet, and then the other lot that's on Maple, it has the house, is 5,002 square feet. And that, again, okay, this does have the site area on it. So there should have been 2 surveys submitted in conjunction with the application, and I know the survey for the vacant lot is unclear because they have a proposed structure and a building envelope on there, but that's 5140, and then the other lot is 5,000. So again, they are less than half of what's allowed in RA40. It's a 40,000 minimum square foot lot size, so they do need zoning board of appeals approval before coming back to the planning board. I'll note that the planning board has granted unmergers in the past. In particular, there was one Shaffrey on Further Lane in 2009. I think they proposed lots of roughly 16,000 square feet in the same zoning use district, but they also had to go through the zoning board of appeals process.
Okay.
And
Standard.
Those lots split up are in keeping with the neighborhood, the rest of the neighborhood. they're
yeah, and I
very
mean, they'll
small
have to
lots.
make the case to the zoning board, but I wanted to bring it to the planning board so you're aware, so that we could complete SECRA and they could continue on the process. If they're successful with the zoning board, they'll come back, we'll have a public hearing and go from there.
Okay.
I question how they got the first permit to build.
I can't speak to that. I mean, all I know is that, before they went and got a permit for the second house, it was discovered that the lots were not single and separate. And again, I went through the chain of title, which I have here for each lot, and I sort of flagged where the lots were conveyed under the same ownership. It started in 2001, where Riverhead Building Supply owned both lots and conveyed them to the Riverhead Fire District under the same LIBOR and page number, and that process continued. The properties have been sold several times, and this new owner bought the properties, wanted to develop them, and again, they built the house on the one lot, but they can't build the house on this lot because it's not single and separate.
All right, we'll offer up a resolution a little later, and if it passes, they can go to zoning board of appeals.
And then if they're successful, they'll come back.
Very good. Thank you, Heather. Okay, discussion item number 2, Calverton Industrial Subdivision, also known as OSTAT. Greg?
Thank you. So this is just a really quick update on the Calverton Industrial Subdivision, also known as OSTAD. This is a major industrial subdivision of approximately 131 acres, which is located directly to the west of Splish Splash. Back in 2022, the planning board issued a positive declaration for this application. We went through scoping, we accepted a draft environmental impact statement, and then shortly after the board accepted the draft EIS, the town board adopted the Calverton Industrial Moratorium. So that stopped the review of the OSTAD industrial subdivision application. Once that moratorium was lifted, the town board, we adopted a series of zoning amendments to the industrial zoning use districts. This property was located in the industrial A zoning use district. It is now located in the Calverton Industrial Zoning Use District. So I discussed with the applicant how best to address the zoning changes. We came up with the solution. We issued a supplemental, we issued another positive declaration on June 5th of 2025. We set a very narrow scope to just study the changes of the zoning code and analyze those impacts. All of the dimensional regulations were reduced, so it was a pretty straightforward analysis. So the applicant did submit that supplemental draft EIS. It adequately addressed the items that we had scoped out and set for them to study. So I have a resolution tonight to both accept that supplemental draft EIS, and then we're going to hold the combined public hearing on both the draft EIS and the supplemental. I believe that's going to be scheduled for the first meeting in November, which I believe is November 6th.
I have a couple of questions. And it basically had to do with the layout of the subdivision. I noticed that the lot 7 now is on part of lot 1, so the water district will be satisfied. But I couldn't understand why lot number 4, which is the furthest away from the main road, that's where the sewage treatment plant's gonna be.
Let me just open this up.
Okay?
I would, and if we're going to have a discussion, I would just ask the applicant's attorney to come up.
Hi, good evening. Keith Archer, Harris Corner Archer.
Yeah.
How are you all?
Good.
Yeah, happy fall, right?
Yep.
And the reason I bring it up is because they're gonna build a sewage treatment plant, they're gonna have to build every one of the roads in the subdivision before they can get to that, and they're gonna have to put all the utilities in. After, let's say, the first subdivision, lot 1 is brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be, I don't know, you might think of a
Unless,
better
are they coming in off of River Road?
You're doing it.
So is the question, why is the sewage treatment plant on the back of the subdivision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for the applicant. I don't know if that has to maybe do with topography. Maybe if the
Well, it could be
topography-
for grades.
Also aesthetics, potentially.
Yeah, but the point being that you're gonna have to build all of the roads and put all the utilities in to get to that furthest point.
Mr. Baird, good point. And apparently that was all considered when the engineers laid this out and recommended to our client this particular design.
It's a terrible expense, let's say, for the first lot. But anyway, the other thing is on Road B.
Okay.
I believe that's set up so that at some point they're going to be able to get an exit to the Long Island Expressway, because otherwise you don't need it.
So that was studied within the EIS. And then also within the draft supplement. There's a lot of impediments to getting access to the LIE.
Oh, I know that.
They were all analyzed, reviewed extensively in the DEIS. So the feasibility of it was really put in doubt. So I think in terms of the design of Road B, it anticipates that there probably
Right.
won't be access to the LIE. I mean,
Then you don't need it.
and-
Okay.
yeah.
Because you can have access to Road 5 and 3 and 4 from all the.
Trying to get access to it from the feds is just, then the state.
Yeah, forget it.
Did they really hit a dead end? Yeah, oh, that's too bad.
I mean, Road B could always be removed. I mean, we could always show that as future potential access. But I mean, again, if it's too much of an uphill battle, if it really can't be achieved, I mean, it can always be shown as future. This Lot 5 will be open space,
Yeah.
which will help to satisfy the minimum open space requirements for the industrial subdivision. So, I mean, Road B, if it's not constructed as this little spur, could potentially just be shown as, future access if at some point it ever materializes.
And when you exit any of the properties, do you want to maintain that you head east to go west to get on the, instead of using Edwards Avenue to make a right to get on the expressway? It would eliminate a lot of traffic from that busy intersection. And it's not that far. So you would just do 25 to the expressway. Anything to eliminate certain amount of traffic from that traffic circle.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with that is there's no, and I understand, if someone's looking to head westbound on the LIE,
Right.
it makes sense to just go right,
Right.
go to the entrance ramp onto the LIE. But there is no, if vehicles are looking to head to the South Fork, there is no westbound exit ramp onto, Nugent by exit 71. So any vehicles that are traveling or headed bound for the South Fork would likely have to go towards Edwards. But again, there's no current subdivisions, current site plans pending. There's no intended users at this point, but they did just use a general industrial park growth formula.
So there's no access to River Road?
No access to River Road, strictly on Middle Country Road.
But it's important to note that
Thank you, Joe.
all of the mitigation, roadway and other, that was suggested in the DEIS was included in the draft supplement when the project was scaled back by about 500,000 square feet, which is a plus.
Okay,
Gentlemen,
good.
all good?
Yep. Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, at this point, we're taking public comments on resolutions. Anybody want to speak, feel free to come up.
Well, don't all jump at once.
Evening. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Claudette Bianco, Bating Hollow. Am I correct? Did I just hear somebody say that the Ostad subdivision, the public hearing would be November 6th meeting?
I believe that's what he
Okay,
said.
that's a 2 PM meeting? Is it possible?
Now, all the planning board
6
meetings are at
o'clock.
6 p.m.
Oh, okay, good. I was looking.
meeting of the month is always at 6.
That might be a town board meeting. Okay, that's good, because a lot of public people can't come.
Yeah,
the 2
that's
o'clock.
6 o'clock in the evening.
Terrific. Thank you both. Thank you all.
You're welcome. Any comment, folks? Nobody else? Gentlemen, let's do resolutions.
I'll move resolution 2025-089, Calverton Industrial Subdivision, accepting the supplemental draft environmental statement for the proposed major industrial subdivision. So moved.
Second,
Moved in second. Mr. Zilnicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes.
Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries.
I'll move resolution 2025-090, classifying unlisted action and issuing a negative deck as part of unmerger with RH Hampton.
Second?
Moved in second, Mr. Zanicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes.
Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
And I vote yes, the motion carries.
I move resolution number 2025-091, Vienza Square, resolution granting preliminary approval for the site plan application entitled Vienza Square, which seeks approval to construct a commercial center. So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, Mr. Zanicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
No.
No. Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
And I vote aye, the motion carries 4-1.
Resolution 2025-092. Summerlin Farms Major Subdivision Resolution selecting preference sketch plan for a major residential subdivision. Just one question, Greg.
Yes.
Was that Plan 6?
Yes, and that was based on we had LKMA review it. They provided an engineering assessment for the proposed driveway locations, so that was based on the engineering assessment review.
Okay, application seeking to subdivide an existing 30.125 acres. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, Mr. Zanicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes.
Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
And I vote aye, the motion carries.
I'll move resolution 2025-093, Calverton Industrial Subdivision, to schedule a public hearing on the major subdivision application. So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, Mr. Zanicki?
Yes.
Mr. Hogan?
Yes.
Mr. Nenaro?
Aye.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
And I vote aye, the motion carries. All righty, at this point, public comments on any issues and all issues. Okay. Minutes of the meeting?
I'll move the August 7, 2025 minutes. So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Greg, no secret actions tonight?
No, sir.
Okay, other business? Everybody's good, huh? Correspondence, we did have 7 correspondences about summer wind. I know some of the neighbors did favor number 5, but the,
Summer wind and
We had, most of those correspondences were on the Peconic Farm.
Peconic Farm, okay. Okay. Why does it say some wind?
And there,
for summer wind.
Okay.
The rest were for.
Yeah, the some wind, I know some of the applicants wanted the other one, but our number one job, any officials elected or appointed, our most important job is public safety. And the other 2 maps, I'm sorry, did not meet the safest possible. It's a bad lot, S-turns. So that's why we did that, for what it's worth. Next meeting date, Thursday, September 18th at 3 o'clock. Anybody want to close the meeting?
I move it close. I move it to close, yes.
second.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.